Imagine this. Every time you type a question into a chatbot somewhere on the planet, a glass of clean water disappears. It sounds dramatic, but it's true. When you chat with AI, whether it's asking about movie times or settling an argument about penguins, your message sets off a hidden chain reaction. Not only does your device use a little power, but vast computer farms, called data centers, work behind the scenes. These data centers get hot, very hot, and cooling them takes water, lots of it. You might never see this water loss. There's no splash, no drip from your phone. Yet every click, every prompt, every AI image you generate quietly drains the world's water supplies. In 2023, experts revealed that training a single large AI model could use as much water as 100 households might use in a year. That's just for one round of learning. If you thought digital life was clean and green, think again. Our online actions have physical consequences, often far away from our screens. The thirst of AI is real, and it starts with something as simple as your next question. Let's break this down. Why does your chatbot or any AI need water at all? The answer lies in the massive computers that make AI possible. These are not like your home laptop. They are rooms packed full of high-powered processors, whirring and working all day and night. When they run, they get hot, really hot. Think of these data centers as giant ovens. To prevent them from crashing, they need to be kept cool. That's where water comes in. Cooling systems often use huge amounts of water to absorb the heat and carry it away. Some systems use air, but water is more efficient and cheaper. Electricity is another big part of the story. AI models require enormous amounts of power to process data and run algorithms. That electricity often comes from fossil fuels, which adds to the environmental impact. But even if the energy is green, the heat and water demand remain. So, every message you send to an AI, every image you generate, every voice command you give, triggers a chain reaction of electricity and water use. It's a hidden cost, but it's part of our digital reality. Inside a data center, rows of servers sit stacked in tall, humming racks. Each server is a powerhouse, running complicated calculations to answer your questions or generate images. The more users, the harder these servers work, and the hotter they get. If all that heat isn't managed, the computers can slow down or even break. Cooling is not just about comfort, it's about survival for the machines. Most data centers use water-based cooling systems. Water flows through special pipes, absorbing heat from the servers, then gets cooled down and reused. Some centers use cooling towers, where warm water is exposed to air, and some of it evaporates, carrying heat away. That's where the water disappears. It literally turns into vapor and floats away. Other centers rely on vast amounts of electricity to run air conditioners or chillers, which are also energy hungry. The hotter the climate, the more power and water needed. Hot weather makes the problem worse. So, as AI demand grows, so does the need for more cooling. In short, keeping AI running is a constant battle against heat. A battle fought with water and energy on a huge scale. Let's look at some real numbers. Training just one large AI model, like the ones behind chatbots or image generators, can use up to 700,000 liters of fresh water. That's enough to fill nearly 3 Olympic-sized swimming pools. And that's just for the initial training. Every time you use the AI, more water is used to keep the computers cool. Google, for example, reported using nearly 20 billion liters of water in 2022 for its data centers worldwide. Microsoft and Amazon have similar numbers. In places where water is already scarce, this has serious consequences. The energy use is just as shocking. Data centers worldwide now consume about 1 to 2% of global electricity, and this is expected to rise as AI use grows. Consider this. If every person on Earth asked just one AI-powered question a day, the extra water and power needed would be staggering. Multiply your clicks by billions, and the scale is hard to imagine. These numbers are not just statistics. They represent real rivers, reservoirs, and communities under pressure. Ireland is famous for its green fields and, well, rain. But lately, it's become known for something else: data centers. Big tech companies love Ireland for its cool climate and, honestly, its friendly tax laws. In the past decade, the number of Irish data centers has exploded. These centers now use nearly a fifth of Ireland's entire electricity supply. This massive power use has caused a strain on the national grid. In 2023, there were warnings of blackouts during winter, with experts blaming the huge demand from data centers. The Irish government has even started to limit new data center projects because of these concerns. And it's not just about electricity. These centers also use local water for cooling, raising fears about how much water will be left for people and farms if the trend continues. Ireland's green image is at risk, and locals are starting to ask, is the tech boom worth the hidden cost? The story of Ireland shows how the invisible thirst of AI can shape a whole country's future. Now picture the deserts of Arizona, USA. It's a hot, dry place where every drop of water matters. Yet tech giants like Google and Microsoft have built huge data centers here. Why? Because land is cheap, and there's plenty of sunshine for solar power. But there's a problem. In 2022, Arizona was in its worst drought in over 1,000 years. Local rivers and reservoirs were drying up. Residents and farmers were told to use less water. Meanwhile, data centers were using millions of liters to keep their computers cool. This led to tension. People worried that the water needed for everyday life was being siphoned off to power the world's online habits. Some protested, demanding that companies find new ways to cool their machines or build centers in wetter places. Arizona's story is a wake-up call. Even in places with little water, the digital world's thirst never sleeps. In South America, the battle over AI's hidden water use has become public. In Chile, for example, protests erupted when locals learned how much water was being used by tech companies' data centers. The region is already prone to drought, with rivers and lakes shrinking each year. Communities accused companies of taking water from the public to cool computers serving people thousands of miles away. Some towns have seen their wells run dry, forcing families to truck in water for cooking and bathing. The tension between local needs and global technology is growing. In Brazil, too, activists are pressing for stricter regulations and more transparency from tech giants. They want to know exactly how much water is being used and why. The question is simple. Whose water is it, and who gets to decide how it's used? South America's story is a reminder that the hidden thirst of AI is a global issue, with real human costs. The good news is, change is possible. Tech companies know the problem, and some are trying to fix it. New cooling methods promise to cut water use dramatically. One solution is immersion cooling, where servers are dunked in special liquids that absorb heat much better than air or water. Other companies are experimenting with underwater data centers, deep in the ocean where cold water naturally cools the machines. Microsoft has already tested this off the coast of Scotland, with promising results. Some firms are moving data centers to colder countries, like Iceland or Sweden, where the cool air does much of the work for free. Even small changes, like recycling water or running centers at night, can make a big difference. But these solutions need to be adopted quickly and everywhere to keep up with AI's growing appetite. The future of AI doesn't have to be so thirsty if we act now and think smart. So, what can you do? The first step is awareness. Every online action has a physical cost, often hidden far away. By understanding this, you can make choices, using AI more thoughtfully, asking companies to be transparent, and supporting responsible technology. Push for solutions. Ask your favorite tech brands about their water and energy use. Support policies that protect local resources. And remember, innovation should serve people and the planet, not just profits. We can have amazing technology and a healthy Earth, but only if we demand it. Every step forward should be weighed against its true cost. Let's make sure progress means progress for everyone, not just for our screens. The hidden thirst of AI is a challenge, but also an opportunity. With knowledge, action, and hope, we can build a future where technology and the natural world thrive together.